We're back at it again. Ben Shapiro and Anna Kasparian had a little conversation. I have no idea what it's about. So we're going up against two people I disagree with a lot. Um, but I'm guessing this is going to involve Israel Palestine. So let's see what happens.
How we're going bankrupt due to Social Security. Really, you don't think like the trillions of dollars we've spent on wars in the Middle East might have something to do with that?
It's not even
Our
remotely a
national debt,
percentage of what we spend on Social
our national
Security.
debt shot up significantly after 9/11, after we started invading countries in the Middle East.
You should look at a chart.
Now we're at
national
30.
debt. In
We're
2008,
spending
it went-
hundreds of billions of dollars on Israel, on Ukraine. I mean, honestly, these foreign conflicts have a lot more to do with our national debt as
Hell, they
opposed
do,
to
but
us
no,
paying
that is
into
true.
our
You
Social
You
Security
think
system.
Israel is a bigger portion of our budget than Social Security?
I think
Medicare,
we
Medicaid?
spend way too much money
I'm
on
just asking, as a
military
mathematical
aid.
matter.
So is Anna Kasparian becoming isolationist? So we should not give money to Israel because obviously she hates Israel. But Ukraine, aren't you the person advocating for Palestine? And you want us to stop giving money to Ukraine when they're the victims in this situation? Just like you are saying Palestine is? What is going on with Anna? What is going on with Anna? I just don't understand what is going on with this woman. I don't get it. And she's saying that now she's giving right wing talking points. Foreign aid is the reason why Americans are. She's giving right wing talking points, bro. She's so cooked, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay.
For foreign countries.
You think
Absolutely.
Israel is more?
Do
than
you
Social
think
Security?
that Social Security is more of an issue compared to how much money we just shell out for conflicts
As a
abroad?
matter of
The truth of the
expenditures and
matter is
math?
that
Yes.
both entitlements and
She's making unfalsifiable claims. Social Security takes a lot of the budget. Like in terms of money we put in Israel versus or Israel and Ukraine versus Social Security, I know over 30% of the national budget goes to Social Security. So that's like not even comparable. That's just a bad claim to make. I'll show you the source in a second, but she's making this. I hate this right wing talking point. This is the same thing that the MAGA does. Go like, oh, they put all this money into foreign aid. If they didn't, do this X, Y, and Z, we would have more money to protect our borders, and we have more money to, it's just ridiculous claims that have no exact correlation. It's just ridiculous, bro. I'm just flabbergasted. This is where
I actually
Anna
think
is.
Ben has a point here. I think that the nature of aging has changed. I think retirement is evolving. I mean, my husband is 71 years old. He's still writing books. I'm 55. I hope to work for another 15 years at least. But I do think it depends on the kind of job you do. And it starts to get into the devil's in the details here, because if I'm working with my hands and I'm 65, that's a problem. Maybe technology can help, et cetera. But there's got to be some understanding of what people are doing. There's got to be probably some means testing, which gets to this point about the growing wealth divide, because there really are.
I'm gonna listen to this lady in a second. Here. Okay, so I was wrong about 30%. I think I was combining. I think I was thinking of like Medicare or Medicaid or whatever. So Social Security is 20%. So 22%. So I was close. And I think I was combining Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare. I think I was combining these two, which is how I came to my conclusion. But like most of our money spent is Social Security, so it's not even comparable to say that us giving money to Ukraine, Israel is affecting our Social Security. And another thing is. Does she advocate for us taking money away from USAID as well? Is Anna really just becoming a Republican?
There is something.
That's all.
That is
That's all we got from there. That's tough. That's tough. Is there?
I mean, life expectancy, if you make it to
So let me hear what she says at the end.
Entitlements and defense are a big issue. I actually think Ben has a point here. I think that the nature of aging has changed. I think retirement is evolving. I mean, my husband is 71 years old. He's still writing books. I'm 55. I hope to work for another 50.
I'm not going to say 55 and 71. I'm not going to say anything. But there is something to that. So there's a big conversation in terms of like humans. Now that people are aging or living longer, in generally, that means people are, and this is an argument I've heard, and this is something I've heard, is that more of these people are like having more of the money in America, right? They gain all this money, they get Social Security, they get all these benefits, they conjure up all these hospital bills. So like older people are definitely affecting like how we're spending our money and where all the money is going to. And how you fix that, I don't know. I would have to really have a very intentional conversation regarding that, because that is interesting when you think about like that as a scenario. It's a good thing that people are living longer, but if all the wealth is accumulated to like old people who are still very much a part of the workforce too, you can see why people who are younger are not benefiting as much. You would assume people who are older would be getting all the resources and benefits. I don't know. That does seem like a more plausible reason why Social Security is being effective versus giving money to Israel and Ukraine. Like that was just a fucking stupid thing to say by Anna Kasparian. That was beyond stupid.
Years at least, but I do think it depends on the kind of job you do, and
100%.
it starts to get into the devil's in the details here, because if I'm working with my hands and I'm 65, that's a problem. Maybe technology can help, etc. But there's got to
Technology definitely will help. Shout out AI. Robots gonna run the world. Man, that's an interesting conversation. That is an interesting conversation, though.
be some understanding of what people are doing. There's got to be probably some mean.
Raise the retirement age. So what's the retirement age? Like 65? So we're gonna raise it to what, like 80? Would that help? I haven't looked in depthly into like Social Security, but that would make a lot of sense. But people are gonna be forced to work longer. I wonder if you just raise the age of working, but you lessen the amount of people that people work. Would that help? Like, all right, instead of 40, make it 30, but you raise the retirement age. You still have a lot of consumers consuming stuff, but they have to have the money and finances to consume. And then you add AI to help in the means of production. I do think there's a way you can kind of manipulate everything to make this all work. It's just, are mostly people on the right, are they willing to make those societal changes, lowering the amount of hours we work, incorporating more tools to increase the means of production, while also making sure that the money up there, that 1% up there, are funneling more money down to all the average people down here. That's an interesting conversation to have. Interesting conversation for sure to have. Did Anna cook? No, she did not. She did not cook at all. Anna Kasparian is becoming a bot. That's tough to see. But that's all we got there. Let's look at the comments. Trying to be like Brett Cooper. The government has been holding my money for nearly 30 years. I want it back with interest at 62 as promised. The government has been holding my money. Like, people... Oh, man. I wonder what would happen if Social Security was not mandatory. Like, I wonder what would happen. During the Iraq Afghan, the U.S. was spending $10 billion a week on the war. What a horrific country the U.S. become. The convo highlights the gap between someone who's informed and someone's emotional. Good working American tax dollars to Israel allow American workers to retire when there's a few good years left in them. But the retirement, they're saying that people are working longer, or people are alive longer. I don't know. I really would have to look into this to have a very, very strong analysis for this. Imagine working a blue collar job and told you need to work until 70 years old. I can understand. I could understand the emotional response, like being against the idea of raising retirement age, right? Because people do not want to work this long. That's why I said you have to like give them more benefits. You have to decrease the amount of hours worked. Like, you got to make this worthwhile for the workers. That's like probably primary responsibility number one. If they're still working these tedious amount of fucking hours and not getting their pay raise, then asking them to raise the retirement age to 70 is not going to happen. It's just not. And to expect it is stupid. I can't count. I know who didn't make it to 60 years old. I mean, I understand, but at the same time, that doesn't mean much. Plus, there's more jobs where people are able to do like less strenuous labor. So it's like I said, a very difficult conversation to have when it comes down to old people in America. So well, hey man, with that said, that is all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one. Take care. Peace.